everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. Today we're in Windsor, a very foggy Windsor at the moment. It is meant to brighten up. It is quite cold. It's meant to be like 14 today, so it's meant to be quite pleasant. But yeah, we're at the Legoland Windsor Resort in Windsor.
First time this
First time this yeah, we did the Christmas event last December, didn't we? I was thinking of Chesterton when we did Winter's Tale. Anyway, we got here nice and early. We actually got here for rope drop for once, which for us is quite a...
We've done that one other time. Do you remember that day before the... No, as well as when it was lockdown. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Day we came here, they did the countdown.
Literally, the car park was dead today. Yeah, we're just here because we got the day off work. We actually did a tip run this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
The joys of being a flat owner now. So that kind of helped us getting down here nice and early. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they've done for the 2022 season. Legoland never disappoint. Obviously, we've got lots of Lego models. This one was here last season, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what they have to offer. I don't think there's any new rides as such. I know down in the model village they have a new building called the Brick or something like that. So we're going to have a look down there. We're heading down to Lego Mythica first to head on Flight of the Skyline. I'm not expecting it to be too busy today. Park hours are 10 till 4. However, it's only 1:45 at the moment, so we've still got another 15 minutes to get down there, aren't we? So yeah, we'll see you down at Mythica and get our first ride of the day on Flight of the Skyline. Come through Miniland, you can actually see the new building that's been built. It's a giant Lego brick. It's called the Brick. It's coming soon. We'll no doubt have a look at it later. I don't know. It's not a ride. It's more like an experience, I think, or a building station. I don't entirely know. We'll have a look later, but we definitely want to get a Flight of the Skyline done first, as that can get quite a long queue. As I said earlier, I'm not expecting it to be massively busy today, although Legoland is the busiest park in the UK. More so than Alton Towers now. This place is just on the outskirts of London, and Lego is so popular now. So yeah, it's a very popular park. As it goes for work around the park during the close season, I'm already seeing a few little things. A lot of banners and all that, like the Fire Academy's had a clean up. This was quite grotty last season. Got some clean statues. These are original, but they've been cleaned up a bit. But yeah, we got all these banners here. They had a few at the entrance as well, for the resort entrance.
They always put more money into Lego.
So Legoland has the backing of Merlin and Lego, so it gets more of a budget. Like, for example, I don't think the hill trains are in operation today because they're redoing the station. That looks really good, doesn't it?
Stands out.
It does.
A lot of people didn't know where the station was.
Especially down the bottom.
Where it is, yeah.
But yeah, as it goes for Merlin parks, like I say, the backing of Lego means just little things, like in a toilet, you'll get nicer hand dryers, all Dyson blades here rather than the initial ones.
Yeah.
I apologise, we've got planes going overhead. For those of you who have been here, this place is in the flight path of Heathrow Airport. We're at the top of the hill, and it used to be a safari park in Windsor before it was a theme park, and then Lego brought it out and turned it into Legoland Windsor. It was the second Legoland ever built, and I don't know when exactly, but they sold it to the Blackwater Group, which I believe was Merlin before. So Lego really struggled to run this place, but Merlin managed to run it because they run theme parks before, and of course it got added to our annual passes, which is another benefit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Legoland. It's going strength to strength. Looks like they've done a little bit of work around here, clearing up the area. Everything's had a repaint. I think they've just been cleaned and had new stickers on it. Yeah, we haven't been here in a while. But yeah, I'm liking the look of the park for this season.
Didn't they? They repaved it.
Oh yeah, and they opened this little burger kitchen up here. But yeah, let's head on around and see what we can see. So we've got the Lego ducks along here. And then the real deal out. Oh, they're so cute. So we've come down past the Lego Hotel now, and there's a small queue there holding people at the top. The gates into Heart Lake City are closed, so we thought we'd come this way round. A little bit of a queue. I imagine all these people are going to rush towards Flight of the Skyline, but it's quite a high capacity ride, so it's not really an issue. So 10 o'clock on the nose now, and we are straight into Lego Mythica. little crowd of people, but it's dispersing quite quickly. A lot of people are going off towards the Dragon Bar, looks of it. But yeah, no major changes in the Mythica area of the park. As you'd expect, it was only constructed last year. Do love what they did with this area though, it looks amazing. It's kind of neglected before. By that I just meant it had this ride here, which was, no, it's not Hydra Challenge now, it was Squid Surfer.
That's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride, but it's kind of on its own and had nothing around. So by adding the little SPF Visa bounce towers, these are fun, aren't they, Lou?
Yeah.
We'll probably go on these at some point. But the absolute showstopper here is Flight of the Skyline, the UK's first and only flying theatre. I don't think it's quite as good as the one at Disney World, but that's a different ride system. It's a similar version to the one that's found at Portaventura in Ferrari Land. I think it's Brosion or something like that that constructed this one. Anyway, it's only going to be about 5-10 minute queue for this, just eats up the crowds, being 3 levels, holds about 50 or 60 people at a time. Yeah, let's go take a ride with Maximus the Skyline. So we were lucky enough to get on the first cycle of the day for Flight of the Skyline. We weren't meant to be, but then they were looking for a 2, and we were about second or third, zigzag back. We were the first 2 in the queue.
I think lots of families.
Lots of families here, especially at the park opening. Your hotel guests we were in the queue for. So yeah, it's going to be larger groups. But anyway, the sun is slowly breaking its way through the fog. I love that ride, it is so good, it's such a crowd pleaser, high capacity, it ticks all the boxes that Merlin want from a ride. The only thing that wasn't working on that was the water effect when you go through the waterfall. It wasn't spraying water in your face, but the smells are all working, which is good to see.
And I was right at the edge. But
yeah, we were at the edge. We've been on like every single seat now, I think, or at least every like ride vehicle per se. Anyway, we're going to head over to Laser Raiders now, which is the laser ride here. I believe it's done by the Sally Group. I think that's the name of the people that themed it up. They do some amazing theming, and I really like this one, but it gets a stupid long queue on busy days.
And it's quite a short ride.
It is a short ride, low capacity. This was back when Legoland wasn't really that popular. So yeah, we'll get on that now and go from there. Kingdom of the Pharaohs is one of the more original lands for the park. I believe it opened in around 2006, don't quote me, I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's got this really cool laser ride, like I said, Laser Raiders. There are a few other little attractions, including this little Ferris wheel, the Nomad Explorer, and a carousel and a little chairplane. But I imagine this is going to have quite a short little queue, 5-minute wait for Laser Raiders. Chamber for this queue, which the queue gets so long for this one, they actually have a viewing area for kids to watch a film that plays through here, and you can wait like a good hour and a half through this, can't you? Many hours in this, but actually there's no one in the queue at the moment. It's going to be a walk-on for a really good dark ride. Like I say, it just can get a manic queue, which is a bit of a sad thing, but like I say, when it's a walk-on, we can't complain. So yeah, we are literally going to be walking on to this, but just to show you how short this one is, they've actually got the layout here, start down here, and it is a really short little layout, literally just goes up and down and round. But yeah, that's interesting to see. But yeah, literally one group in front of us who went through the reserve and ride queue. Not really a day you're going to need that, but we'll see you when we get off of Laser Raiders. So this one is notorious for having very accurate targets. Like, I can't hit anything low. Hold on. I don't think I'm working. I am working. I can't. There we go. Go on. It's not having it. My aim ain't that bad, surely. I can't get to hit anything low. My blaster's not working. No, there we go. I'm literally on target. There we go. We got one. But yeah, some really good theming in here. A great little dark ride. Yeah, the targets aren't that great, are they though? ride on a good dark ride, and that one is very well themed. Like I say,
love it too because I win.
Well, the thing is, because it was quiet and there were no other people in other cars, I could hear the audio.
I actually won that.
You did, but I was filming, so, you know, there's a reason. Anyway, we're going to go on the Air Nomad now, which is this little Ferris wheel here. It's quite a little laugh, this one, isn't it, Lou? Just
Scary.
We used to use this one to watch construction of Flight of the Skyline and Mythica. But yeah, you get quite a good view along here. And because the trees haven't fully bushed out yet, they're all, you know, still in bloom, we can actually see quite far. So we'll see you after we've been on the Air Nomad. I was just saying to Louise how much I miss coming to parks on weekdays.
We never have like the opportunities to go on a
It's
week.
lovely. Like honestly, if you've been to Legoland before, you know how busy this park can get. And well, just looking at the crowds down below, there is very few people down there at the moment. I don't think we're waiting long for much at all. Hopefully the Viking River Splash is open, as that's not currently running. You get some pretty good views. So construction-wise, let's see what we can see of the hill train. Are we going to stop at the top? I don't think so at the moment. But yeah, they're redoing the whole station. Oh, brilliant. We stopped right at the top. But yeah, you can just about make out behind the trees some of the panelling. Looks like a new entrance portal has been put in for it. So you can see it quite nice and bright. Yeah, hopefully that will be opening very soon. So next up we're entering the Land Ninjago. This years ago it used to be a maze, didn't it? It was just a generic Lego maze. And there was nothing here, and then they constructed Ninjago. Oh, it first opened in Florida and they built it here. Features in Ninjago the ride, which is an interactive dark ride. And we also have Destiny's Bounty, which is a little swinging rock and tug. Which is going to be similar to the one going to Chessington, moving from Thorpe Park. Right guys, so this is one of the rides you can't film on in the park, so I'll be putting the camera away and we will see you when we get off Ninjago. Who's going to win?
Luke, definitely.
Yeah, on this one, I always do. Still got the Xbox Connect up here, so as you move, it's just sitting at the top up here. It's like interactive. Anyway, it's going to be straight onto the ride, I think. Midweek at the start of the season seems to be the time to come to these parks. Yeah. Just bear in mind though, I know Chessington on Tuesday and Wednesdays on certain weeks is closed, so always double check before you travel, because I was meant to be going out to film a construction update video and they were closed, so luckily I did check beforehand, but it could have been a bit of a disaster if you just assumed they're open. As I said earlier, the park hours are 10 till 4 today, which when you look at it you're like, oh, that's not very long, but realistically, what's the time now? It's 11 o'clock, so we've been here an hour. We've done Mythica, we've done Laser Raiders, and we've done Ninjago, which and Aero Nomad, which we're not going to full pedal. Like, if you really wanted to hammer some rides out, you could. Now we're just coming past a ride that Louise doesn't really want to go on because it's a super soaker, but I do. I want to go on it now, get dry. Sun's coming out. Look at this, blue skies. They fixed their buttons along here now, so they're actually working. Yeah, new signs, new buttons, but yeah, you press them and they do triggers. So hold on, when they come down, I think they light up or something. So if we press them, they're gonna. Yeah, there we go. The fountains start down below. They have actually redirected a lot of them, so they aren't spraying at the boats at the moment, which is a good thing. So hopefully we'll make this next ride of the day. Come on, So Louise doesn't want to go on Park Cruise yet.
No, end of the day.
No, I don't want to go home wet. It's actually warming up quite nicely. So we're heading in towards the Kingdom now, where you've got a small ensemble attractions. You've got the Merlin's Challenge, which was Knight's Quest. Brilliant retheme. Yeah, we can do, because normally that gets a manic queue. So you've got the Dragon, which is in the Knight's Kingdom Castle, and the Dragon's Apprentice. Should we go to the Dragon's Apprentice first, because it's a walk-on, there's no queue for it whatsoever. So the Dragon's Apprentice, although a smaller coaster, actually gives about the same amount of thrill, I'd say, as the main Dragon. It's got a little helix in it and a little pop of airtime at the end. It's a complete walk-on, so let's get on the Dragon's Apprentice. for a little kiddie coaster, that really packs a punch. It's quite fast, it's got a little pop of airtime at the end. But would you agree, like thrill-wise, I don't think there's a lot between the Dragon and that. Like the Dragon is a bigger coaster, but it doesn't have any like pops of airtime. It's quite a simple like figure of 8 layout, although this has the absolutely amazing dark ride section. And we just saw it as we were coming off of A Dragon's Apprentice. That this one is only running like half a train, so it should also be a walk-on. It's time to brave the Dragon. Merlin seems to have heavily invested in these low battery chargers all over their resorts, which is pretty good. So starting from £1, just pop your card in, and then it gives you a little battery pack to get your charger. In fact, this one's so new, they haven't even taken the screen protector off, so sorry, I've got to do that. I can't, my OCD. My OCD does not like those peely things being left on screens, and I'll just add that wasn't a screen protector because it had the little peel here for removal, but that just goes to show how new they are. Anyway, as I was saying, it's going to be a walk onto the Dragon, so we'll see you after. Another walk-on ride for the Dragon there. Louise, I do go with you on that. Yes, it is a bit more thrilling than Dragon's Apprentice for obvious reasons, that it's a larger coaster, has a higher drop. But what I mean by it's more thrilling as the Dragon's Apprentice is the elements are more snappy on Dragon's Apprentice. Meanwhile on that one it's like you go down the big drop and then it's like quite drawn out. There's no airtime pop or RMC stall. That sort of thing. So, next ride of the day is going to be one of the park's original attractions. The Spinning Spider. This is a really good teacup ride. It's not actually got any shelter over it, but it's got that really impressive spider statue on top. And again, this one saw a refurbishment a couple of years ago because a lot of the gondolas were in a pretty bad way. But they're all back on there now. I remember last season, I think they had a few missing on each of the turntables, but they seem to have 5 on each turntable now, so they're all back in action. You want to queue in that extension queue, we're going to be getting straight on this one. So it has been too long since we've been to a park and just been going ride to ride to ride.
Now on postcard.
Yeah, that's the longest queue of the day, and for those of you who know, that is a boat ride where 2 riders per boat, 3 if you've got 2 children. We probably will go on that one. I do like that one, it's quite fun. But you can't go on your own, can you? Do you remember we went with Lewis? So yeah, Louise got to go twice with Lewis when he came with us. We're going to head over towards that sort of area of the park. We're going to go via the Deep Sea Adventure and Monster House.
Got the train to do.
I shall say there's loads to do at this park. They don't have a big selection of roller coasters because it's a family park. I do think that they would benefit from having a family coaster, maybe an indoor dark ride coaster. That would be awesome. Because the other thing about having a coaster like that is you could have a relatively small one, say like similar to a layout of Chesterton's Runaway Train. Indoors you can't see the tracks, you can't see the drops, the speed. I just think that would be a really good thing for Legoland to do. But yeah, only time will tell. They invest a lot of money into this park. Obviously Mythica was what they would consider a high investment, so I think we'll be waiting a couple of seasons before they put a coaster in. This year there's no real new rides, so only time will tell. In Heart Lake City now. We've actually got some work going on the stage, or not the stage, the show lake over here where a lot of the shows take place. We're going to be heading back into Mythica. I think we're going to go on the Fire and Ice Towers, little SBF Visa Bounce Towers. So that'll be next ride of the day. So in the queue, we got some construction going on behind this wall for a new walkthrough. I think we'll have to have a more in detail look in a minute when we come off of this and Hydra's challenge. Yes, a new interactive walkthrough by the looks of it. 5-minute wait. That's the longest wait of the day so far, isn't it? The Fire and Ice Towers. They are very good, actually. I really like them. I was just saying, for children, that's a brilliant first like drop and bounce tower. They give good forces. You get like a little like the tummy flip as you go down in them. And when we were on it, you can actually see over this construction fence. And this is going to be where the new walkthrough is going to be. Can't remember the exact name they're going for, but it's going to be like Mythical Creatures walkthrough. And it looks like it's just going to be a trail covered with trees, and they had a few Lego models, didn't they, dotted around.
Some of the ones out here, out there.
Yes, it looks like it's still quite early in development. They've got lots of work to do on it, but I reckon late spring, summer. But yeah, it looks like you're going to walk through there and come through Hydra's Challenge. I imagine the exit will be the green fence just round here. Anyway, next ride of the day, I think we're going to go on Hydra's Challenge here. Yeah. Starting to get a little bit of a queue. Look at that. Might have a 10-minute queue on our hands here. Oh, really pushing the boat out. But this was the Squid Surfer before it was refurbished to this. And it was looking a little bit worn down.
It looks good with the blue.
Yeah, I must admit,
really
like,
they
used to be bright yellow. But it wasn't an original attraction, but it was built in the early noughties, I want to say. Correct me if you know the exact date. But yeah, it's got good interaction on the side in the form of these buttons here. When the ride is running, you can press them and get riders wet. You can actually get quite wet on this, as you can see. It's all wet on the floor along here, so you've got to be careful where you're standing. And they normally run both sides, but I think they're only running the one at the moment. Hydra Challenge, we can actually see some more of the work going on. Not masses going on down there at the moment. With this little cattle pen, we can actually show you some of the construction work. It looks like it's going to go right the way around the back here. But yeah, these cargo containers look like they might be part of an indoor experience. You go in there and come out over there. There's some of the statues around here and part of the walk down here. A ride on Hydra's Challenge. I don't know whether this will be the exit, but there's some form of sign going here. It was quite interesting to actually see that it's going to be utilising a cargo container for an almost dark ride section, though it is going to be a walkthrough. Louisa's just showing me she got a little bit of a wet leg on that one.
And my shoes got soaked because it's like
filling up with
when
water.
When you like whip out like that, the water does come through a little
Yeah, there is a little gap in the floor on it. But yeah, what do you think of the construction of the new walkthrough? I think it'd be quite a lot,
I think it'll be nice, you know, especially if you don't want to ride any of the other rides or you've got a young child. You know, it's just something extra to do, isn't it? Yes, definitely. And I've just noticed as we're coming forward to the hotel, they're celebrating his 10-year birthday this year. Wow. Didn't realise that this hotel was actually that old. This being the original Legoland Hotel. They have two here, which is the Legoland Hotel and the Castle Hotel, which is over there. But yeah, a little Lego birthday cake out the front there. Happy birthday to the Legoland Hotel. So next ride of the day is going to be the Mack Ride submarine ride. This is a really innovative way of seeing sea life. Like the sea life centres at Alton Towers and Chesterton, they're just walkthroughs. This just makes it so much. Yeah, submerges you literally into the water so you can see the fish in their natural environment.
City of Atlantis. 3. Don't forget to discover amazing sea creatures and have lots of fun.
We're out here looking for Atlantis, lost treasures in the ocean, and super cool sea creatures.
The trout stingrays, they're pretty cool too. They swim in groups and use their wings to kick up the sand and find hidden food.
I can see through this. Good job!
I really do like that ride. It's just something different. I think it is the only one in the UK actually. The only downside of it is really short, isn't it? It's literally just a loop.
I said they should retrofit it and like have beds in there, and then you could have like a sleepover.
Sleepover with the fishies. That would actually be a pretty good idea if they could do it overnight when it's not running. Just have it out there because, of course, there is platform all the way around. If you go behind the scenes, you can actually see, walk around the edge of the track. Anyway, we're just coming around to the Monster House party, which will be our next ride of the day. It's going to be a walk on the Vekoma Madhouse.
Statue here.
Yeah, I know, but I was just about to comment on the ugly queue. Oh, it's hideous.
The doors will soon open, and then you can come straight on in.
Are you a bit scared?
It's spooky. Oh, they got a zombie.
Another real crowd pleaser there. I just think with Legoland they really do score with the types of rides they go. Obviously the Flying Theatre, this one is very high capacity, and to the general public they're just absolutely crowd pleasers. They really get a lot of response from people, they really enjoy them, especially because it's a younger audience as well. But that one, they actually seem to have been doing more work on it, because for those of you who have ridden it will know it's quite a jittery one when it changes direction, when the room spins. And for the first time ever on that one, when it first tilted the room, they actually synchronised up fully. In the past when they've done it, sometimes it doesn't quite sync up and it looks a bit off, but that time it didn't move at all, which I thought was really good. Plus the jitter is now so minute now, you're most likely going to miss it. What did you think of that?
It was very good.
Very well upkept, so like I say, it's just an improvement all the way round. Anyway, we're heading in towards Duplo Valley now to go on one of Louise's favourite rides in the whole park. That is the Fairy Tale Brook, which is an original ride. Doesn't have the best Lego characters in it, because some of them...
It's like, you want to relax, you go on Fairy Tale Brook.
Yeah, it's okay, but like, I don't know what it was when they first made Legoland. Some of the statues weren't made out of Lego.
Like the carriage.
Yeah, the carriage and all that. It's like, okay, circles are quite hard to make out of Lego, as you may know. But yeah, I think that the Fairy Tale Brook, if they were to put some money into it and refurbish it, it'd be great. So Duplo Valley, as implied, is heavily for children. They actually have a little theatre here, where they're currently showing a little... what's this? There's a rat. I don't know what show that is. No, that's a Disney property. But this area is normally Ramo. They've got the little water park at the top, a couple of little kiddie rides along here. It's all refurbished a couple of seasons ago, and it looks much better for it. And you've also got the Dino Duplo coaster, the little Mack rides kiddie coaster, just at the top there. Probably give that a miss, as it has got a long little queue. It's because it's like my first coaster almost, and it has such a low capacity. Anyway, we're going to be going on the Fairy Tale Brook now, Louise's favourite ride in Duplo Valley. So off on the relaxing boat ride is Fairy Tale Brook. Louise is always very sad when this one's closed over Brickmas, or the Christmas event as they call it now. Yeah, it's got Lego statues around various fairy tales. It's the 3 little pigs to start. And it does look like they've done some work to this one. It's got some new signage that actually says lines from the fairy tales, like he huffed and he puffed. Yeah, I shall say it all looks quite new, or at least been refurbished. The pigs are like not washed out. Like if you've looked at any of the older statues in this area, they fade quite badly. So, for example, this one's an older book. You can kind of tell because it's sunblock.
101 ways to cook a piggy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's nice to know they're doing some TLC to the rides around the park.
Little mouse, who is nibbling at my house?
So the new edition for 2020, when this was refurbished, or the land was refurbished, the Dino Duplo coaster. You only ride in the part with the Q-Loo. Won't be doing this one today. Just a simple little, like almost like a bean shape, I want to say. But it's a good ride to get people on their first coaster, and it's got a pretty good soundtrack and theme. So we're back up on the beginning, as they call it now. This is the plaza overlooking London and Windsor Castle. You can just about make out Windsor Castle in the distance. It is a bit like murky and foggy today. We're going to nip into the Lego store. This was refurbished a couple of seasons ago actually. It looks much better for it. And yeah, let's have a look around, see if there's any new Lego sets on sale. So Louise comes in here every time and tells me she's going to buy a Lego set and never does. But we won't be buying it until we leave if you do choose. You can get exclusive sets in here just for Legoland, so they actually do Legoland exclusives. Here's the Fire Academy, got Ninjago, the ride down here. A pretty cool set, the Legoland Resort. So another thing they're really good at Legoland is their clothing merch. They have a wide range. I don't know whether it's just because they're part of Merlin. Merlin have improved their merch game, haven't they, recently, especially with clothing, but Legoland were almost first to do it, including lots of adult merch. Not too badly priced either. You can get your discount in here as well. I believe on Lego sets it's only 10%, however everything else is 20%. I'm not entirely sure on the clothing here. Actually, I'm sporting a Lego t-shirt that I bought from here a few seasons ago. I do like the merch here. They don't really do embroidered stuff like Merlin parks do, but they still just do some cool stuff. What are you looking at?
Your Halloween candies to hang out.
Like I say, if it's Lego, it's in here. You can buy everything.
There's a light.
And when it comes to the cost, I imagine you press the top. Oh, there we go.
Oh wait, what?
There we go. You give it a whack on top.
It's a bit too flimsy though, right?
I think that's the point, but yeah, they're a bit dim. So yeah, it stays on for a certain time. Lots of sets on display along here. One thing I really like is you can actually see them assembled, including the Millennium Falcon. That's pretty cool. If you want to zoom into any part of it, we can look through the magnifying glass. So currently we can't actually head down towards Viking River Splash at all. I don't know, I saw it testing earlier, so maybe it's open, but you can't. Yeah, you can't head down from this way. As you saw earlier, the hill train is still closed at the moment because of station refurbishments. I'm surprised they're not doing anything to the station up this end of the park, to be honest.
Yeah, disappointing.
Maybe they are, maybe they're just doing one end at a time. But yeah, it'd be nice to see what they have in store for that later in the season. So Louise is using the slides on the way down, but are you going to use the big one or is that down to me?
It's a bit small in that hole. That was fun. Come on.
Shambhala! So we're heading back down towards the Imagination Pavilion. Or I think it was the Imagination Pavilion. I think it's just called Imagination now. But it's an area where, when the park first opened, it was all about creation of Lego. And they have the Sky Ride there, which is like a little it's just like, it's not a monorail, but it's like a high up ride similar to it. It's always closed normally, so it'd be nice to get back on that. Yeah, I can see people on it. And also they've got a Ben & Jerry's scoop shop, which I could kill a Ben & Jerry's.
Whilst looking through the model village.
And then we'll head down to the model village and have a look at this new The Brick attraction coming for 2022. So one thing I'm going to say, we've been extremely lucky this start of the season because every park we've been to, the weather's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like this is
a bit cold.
I was about to say this is the worst day weather-wise. I'm only saying that because it's a bit hazy almost, so the fog hasn't quite cleared from this morning. But it's still absolutely beautiful weather for it. Like, you know, you could quite happily stroll around in a t-shirt. And it's nice to get out to the parks when the skies are blue and the sun is shining.
Yeah, it's quite.
Yeah. But we're now down in the Imagination area of the park. So like I said, they've got the mole pole here. Where are we going?
Lego Reef.
You've got the Lego Reef here. It's all like games inside. Got a Lego Bugatti Veyron in here. That's pretty cool. And loads of Lego builds. And it's a little like game along here. And just giving Nemo some eyes. They built him, and then I think he goes on the screen up there. See some colours.
Pick one.
So yeah, once you've made your character, it goes out to the reef and has a swim around. There he goes. Out there, swimming across just past the feed me sign. There we go, that's what we just made. So it's all interactive along here, which is pretty cool. So you go over to these little signs on the wall and you press feed me and it feeds the fish.
Where it says feed me, you circle.
We go to here, give it a tap, and the feed comes out and we feed the fishes. It's a really cool interaction there. We've also got character meet and greets out. They always have characters in this area of the park. Be it a Lego brick, be it a character, but yeah, you got the captain out today. What we're going to do, we're going to go on the Sky Rider first, which is this ride just up here, a little slow ride. Or we're going to get our Ben & Jerry's. This used to be a cart door place. They've also got the 4D cinema along here, which sadly, it seems to be closed again. They normally have times up on their boards, but there's nothing there at the moment. Yeah, let's go on the Sky Ride, little queue for that. So yeah, we're off on the Sky Rider. Opening day attraction at Legoland Windsor. Goes around this area, but one missed opportunity in my opinion is how it doesn't go over the model village. It kind of skirts around the edge, around the other side of these buildings, which we'll see in a moment. But I don't know whether when it first opened there was more to see, but there's not a lot to see up here, which is why I reckon it's closed a lot of the time on the quieter days. It's nice to see it open. However, as you can see,
always go on it when it's
it does need some TLC. It's got a bit of like mould growing on it. But yeah, it's nice in this type of weather to go out on it. You get some good views over the Lego model village along here, Miniland. However, like I say, it would have been cool if it kind of just went over, maybe over this middle section of white trees. I know they don't want to obstruct the view too much. And down here we've got the new building being built for 2022. We're going to have a closer look at that in a moment. Yeah, we're just heading on our way back now. And we'll be back in the station before you know it. And then we're going to call in to Ben & Jerry's. So it's snack time, and my God, Legoland, you have the best scoop shop ever. So this Sunday is £5.50 without annual pass discount. I'm not joking, it is the size.
Huge.
It's the size of a tub, isn't it? Like a Ben & Jerry's tub.
Like my hand.
Yeah, like it's huge. Just use the face. It's pretty sizable. And Louise got a shake which also was £5.50.
Luke said I went for boring flavours, but I didn't want to.
What did you go for?
I went for vanilla, and then I went for like pecan. I think that was an exclusive flavour actually.
Yeah, I can't say.
Some of them are exclusive. It had like blondie brownie bits in it and caramel cheese.
It looks good. But yeah, we got annual pass discount on these. So these two items together, like I say, £5.50 each, or together with annual pass discount, it was like £9.
Oh, look at that, Luke.
Which I got 3 scoops in there, and there's so much ice cream there. Oh, and there's chocolate
that
fudge
is
in
a
it.
lot of ice
That
cream.
is a lot of ice cream.
Huge.
Like, I love Ben & Jerry's and it can be expensive, but that ain't bad. Considering one scoop will set you back £3.50.
How much is it at Legoland?
What do you
remember? For like 2 scoops.
We're at Legoland.
Not Legoland, Chesterton. Because they give you limits at Chesterton.
Oh yeah, at Chesterton it's a stall, and you couldn't get the sundaes anymore, could you? Or the shakes, and it was just, I think it was $3.50 for 2. I think it was $3.50 for 2 scoops. $2.50 for 1 scoop, or $3.50 for 2 scoops. So bargain there. They probably do the same options at Fort Park Scoop Shop, as that is ginormous. Oh my God, I'm gonna get fed. So after our ice cream, we've actually timed this perfectly. It's 2 minutes until the journey to Mythica starts on the 4D cinema.
We've like seen all the other ones.
Yeah, I shall say, we haven't seen this one, so we're jumping to see this. Won't be able to film on this one, guys, so we'll see you afterwards. Right, so that was our first time seeing the Journey to Mythica 4D show, which I actually thought was quite good up until the ending. And it didn't make sense, but then I think it's just like a running thing, because 4D films have to be like 10-15 minutes long.
Yeah.
They have to wrap up kind of quickly.
So you kind of have enough time for a story.
Because it was kind of like, without giving too many spoilers, he kind of came back to the normal world. This is Bits and Bobs, by the way, the horse.
Yeah.
And then he did a unicorn thing out of his horn.
And then that was the end.
At 5:43 in the morning for some random person in bed, and then he was like smiling, and that was it. So I was like, why are they getting up at 5:43? Anyway, we're now in Miniland now. We're going to have a quick gawp around here before going to finish off our day. We're actually coming up to the last hour of operations. It's 2:45 now. But I feel we've had a really good day. Like, it's not busy, so we get on all the rides we want. If we want to do any more rides now, it'll probably be re-rides. I don't know whether we're going on the log flume because Louise doesn't want to get wet. But yeah, had a really good day so far. Gonna head over towards the new attraction. They're taking the walls down though. Brilliant. I can actually get some decent shots. They're taking the walls down.
That
so
was just up this morning.
I was going to say they were up this morning, so we'll go have a closer look and see what they've actually been constructing over there. So yeah, as we get a bit closer now, yeah, these walls were up. They've still got the bottoms of the walls up, these red things down low. But yeah, the fence was up earlier, so I was like, oh, I'm not actually going to be able to see a lot. But it is a giant Lego brick. Like, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? So now the walls are down, we can actually see what they've been doing. I think it's just like a creative centre where you can build and play, that sort of thing. It does look like it, but now we can actually see through the walls. We can see in there, look, I can see a lot of pens full of Lego, like literally.
Yeah, look at these bags there.
Have a look at that. There's just loads of Lego in there. So there are bags of Lego everywhere. And the construction workers just told us that it is opening Friday, he thinks. So yeah, this is really new. But I've never seen so much Lego just sitting on the side like that. So there we are, a very exclusive piece of news for Wilder Coasters.
Yeah.
However, it won't be exclusive when I've uploaded this video because I've got the Alton Towers vlog before and I'm sticking to the 1 week upload schedule just to keep the content, you know, nice and level. Yeah, nice and flowing for you guys. But yeah, we heard it here first.
Friday.
This Friday, no, we won't be here Friday, unfortunately. We're actually planning to go to Paulton's Park on the Friday for the opening of the Farmyard Flyer, the new Zero Coaster that's going to be opening at that park. So I'm looking forward to that. Right, so we're coming back down past Lego City now. Going to be going past the driving school, which was just Santa Louise, the one ride as a child that I never got to go on because my parents never brought me here as a child. Chessington was my local park as a kid as well. We spent a lot of time at Chessington and Thorpe Park, and we went to Alton Towers once a year. But never came to Legoland. I imagine because I was maybe a bit old by that time and there's not really much for adults to do. But yeah, I remember coming to school and kids being like, oh, I've got my Lego driving licence. I was like, never been before. And from that day on, I came every year as an adult. But they won't let me on this one. You've got to be below a certain height or below an age. Oh, 13 plus and you're not allowed on it. So I could get away with that, couldn't I?
He's 30.
So anyway, we're going to go on Pirate Falls now, aren't we?
How do we get there?
We want to go through this way, through Heart Lake City. We're going to get some re-rides on after that, so we're going to do Pirate Falls, go back to the Dragon, do Flight of the Skyline again, and maybe Balloon School before we go, as that is an old classic that we do love. But yeah, I think we're going to have to be coming midweek to these parks more often, Lou. It's very difficult with work. But yeah, it's just a brilliant way of getting on all the rides because, like I say, Legoland is manic most times of the year.
So we can't get on Mia's riding school because it's closed.
I've never noticed that gate before.
This is actually such a cool gate.
No, that's never been closed. That's really cool for when the ride's not in operation.
Yeah, that's a good little beam in there.
Yeah. So we're down on Pirate Shores now. It's going to give me time to get wet, Lou, on Pirate Falls. Can't film on the log flume as you would expect at Merlin Park, so we'll see you when we get off of the ride. I forgot how wet you can actually get on that. Like, I am soaked. Louise, you're not much wet. You're a bit better than me. Your top half's a lot better than me. But yeah, that is a super soaker log flume. And they've got a new water fountain, haven't they?
It was funny because Luke was at the front and then like one of the fountains turned off and obviously the pressure was going over the top, but as the pressure went down,
it went all over my lap.
It went on his head.
But the first one, they've in the like pub scene as you go past it, when you start the ride, it literally, this new fountain just blasted
straight to the face.
Literally, yeah, all over. So it was soaked from the get-go. Then the ones towards the middle of the ride, as you go alongside them, they weren't on, which you expect this time of year. but that drop is just soaking.
Yeah.
And then after that, you've got you've got like the captain scene at the very end, and he just sprays water in your face and just finishes you off. Really, I can't say I'm soaked. I don't know where you can tell.
Jeans are really bad.
Like you sat at the back, I sat at the front. But yeah, I do love it. In the summer, that is a great log flume. Anyway, we're in the last half hour of operations now, or just coming up to. So we're going to head over for our last couple of rides. We're going to go on the Dragon now, and then head over to Flight of the Skyline.
Prove yourselves as the greatest of all heroes in the Knight's Kingdom.
So, we're now in the last 10 minutes of operation. The park shuts in probably about 9 minutes now. We're going to head over towards Lego Mythica to finish where we started on Flight of the Skyline. Did you have a good ride on the Dragon there, Lou?
Yeah, we were right at the back.
It was good. Like at the back, it actually has some really good pullover on the drops. I mean, you get pulled over the top of the drop, and there's a little pop of air time as you go over, because obviously the front of the train has already crested the hill. I mean, you travel over at speed. So yeah, that's definitely one for if your kids are getting into roller coasters. Start them on the front; it's not as like intense. But at the back, it's just that pullover is really good. I've just always said it just needs a couple of airtime hills, you know, like after you've been done the first drop, just on the straight, a little airtime pop there, but just give it a little bit of force. Nothing too intense, just a little like, oh, here you go. Just get them accustomed to it. Anyway, let's head over to Mythica and get children.
Oh.
Young children wanted to get into theme parks and roller coasters. So with 3 minutes until park close, it's Flight of the Skyline where we started the day, advertising a 25-minute queue. However, it doesn't sound very busy. In fact, where's the queue? That is not a 25-minute queue. That is a literal next cycle queue. So yeah, one of the things about Flight of the Skyline, and it's an amazing ride, but this queue is by far the biggest letdown, isn't it, Lou? It's so bland, it's just a cattle pen all the way, which is a real shame because a bit of money into it and they could have made it a really cool like cave queue to fit with the theme. Yeah, we ain't gonna be waiting long for this. So our last ride of the day is done there. Nice little ride on Flight of the Skyline. It is a brilliant ride. Yes, much better. Like we were on one of the edge rows still, but we were more towards the middle. A really good ride experience, other than the fact that I do believe one of the young children had messed themselves. Yes. Next to there was a very strong smell at the start.
Next to him, like, come on.
I'm very tolerant. But yeah, had a really good day today. The park hours, as I said, are a bit shorter, only 6 hours, but I feel that that's been enough.
Yeah, I mean, we could have stayed the extra hour till 5, but that's just.
I feel if you hadn't been to this park before, it might be one of those places that you want to spend longer. Because we haven't got
everything done. We haven't done the train.
Oh, no.
We didn't do Mia's riding school.
But we were at a more chilled speed. Like we stopped for lunch, we left the park. I suppose if you were here on your first visit, you'd probably eat at one of the restaurants or something like that. And then go get more rides done. But like I say, with us, we visit a couple of times no, more than a couple of times a year, probably about 3 or 4 times a year here.
We don't come to this one as much.
It is further. It's the furthest local park from us. So we got Chessington, which is our local, Fort Park, which is a little bit further away, and then Legoland, which is the furthest. But then on Friday, we're going to be heading off to Paultons Park to ride the Farmyard Flyer, which will be next week's vlog. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video of whatever we make. Till then, bye.